Hey guys, welcome to the Academic Answers podcast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening in. And it is a pleasure to have you here. And this is a podcast where we talk about personal development, happiness, success, full potential. I don't know what's going on with my tongue this morning. So this is a podcast we talk about happiness, success, full potential. And we believe that we are all created with something that we can use to design the life that is suitable, that sits well with our spirit, that doesn't eat at our consciousness and doesn't eat at our own personal fulfillment. You know, people live lives in quiet desperation. They're dying. If you walk on the street and ask some guy, you know, what did you want to do when you're in school? He said, oh, well, I wanted to coach football, or I wanted to be a chef, or I wanted to be a doctor, or I dream of being a pro player. I wanted to fix cars. I wanted to be a business. And you ask them what's happening. They're like, yeah, you know, you get the family, and now you just have to keep food on the table. I guess most of us weren't born to do that. It's just something that I wish I was doing. And everybody's just so unhappy, sick, sad, stressed, depressed, because they're going opposite the way of what their internal guidance system is telling them, their instincts, their gut. They're not living their lives. And we are here to help you to believe that it is not some miraculous, specific, golden opportunity to live your life. That is your right. It's your right to live how you want to live. And the minute you have that desire in you, the minute you start to think that this is what you're meant to do, the minute you feel alive when you are in a certain mode and when you're doing something, that is the first indication that firstly, you are supposed to do it, and secondly, that you have everything. Or flip it around. Firstly, that you already have everything in you, all the capabilities to design something that can earn you a living from that thing. And secondly, you are supposed to do it, and you will never be happy until you get to operate in your sphere of potential and in your sphere of strength. Your strengths. What is it that you are meant to do? So this guy said, Lowen, I listened to an interview you did. Don't remember which one that was, and I am so taken aback by your bitterness toward the school system. You know, I'm not I'm not bitter, and I'm not going to say I might come off bitter, because I'm so passionate about what the school system teaches our kids these days. And you know, I often say that and I just finished telling someone, a good friend of mine, and I told her that when you walk into my son's school, he's 4 years old, when you walk into that school, the sheer power that exudes from just a simple walk, because his classroom is in the back, so you get to go through the kindergartens, the couple other grades, so you get to see the entire school. It's a pretty small school. It's just one floor, and all the classrooms are on left and right, and you go right through. And everything in there is powerful. Everything is about love. It's about gratitude. It's about your potential. It's about believing in yourself. It's about can do. It is positive. But somewhere after they leave that and start to get older in their teens and go into high school, that start to strip away from them. And then why you hear me talking about the school system so much is because I've been there. And the two most important things that I can say I got from my 10 years of school, you know what, it's not 10 years, it's like, what, 20 years of your life you're in school. For those 20 years, you learn to become numerate, you become literate, and you learn how to put them together to function in society at a basic level. So you become literate and numerate, and you know how to function in society, to survive, to read the signs, to follow a repetitive job, to go about, sign up forms, do regular stuff that you have to do, buy your car, sign for a document, all these sort of stuff. That's what you get. But don't forget that the school system was created. The school system, as we know it, was created. Before I tell you that, listen, where I grew up, my grandma and Uncle Nini, Ma Syra, Ma Cyril, Mr. Jones, Mr. Brown, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Jones, Mr. Gordon, all these people, and the names don't mean anything to you, but I'm just telling you that all these people were entrepreneurs. They got a piece of land, whether they bought it or their parents or hand it down to them. They got this piece of land and they wake up every morning and say, how do I find a way to use this piece of resource to survive? So they plant what they had to plant. They use that money to that crop to sell, to get money, and to exchange, to get other crops that they need, and to find a way to provide the means of their own subsistence. And that was kind of the mode right throughout the century, the 17th century, 15th century, when it was the man who has most of the land, who have the most land, have the wealth. People were finding a way to survive. That's the initial way people were surviving, off the land. As it comes on into the industrial age, and they start to build factories, and they start to build different operations to make cars and clothes and all this sort of stuff. These factories suddenly need laborers, people to work there, people that they can pay a minimal sum and get them to come and work, operate machines, push paper, answer telephones, that stuff. So the school system was then created to provide workers for these factories in the industrial age. So the school system was bred out of the industrial era, and it was set up to create workers to fill these jobs. And until this day, when we have passed through the industrial age, the information revolution, we are still having that same old paradigm happening in the school system. So kids come out of school and they don't know their head from their tails. They don't know how to operate, they don't know how to communicate, they don't know how to handle life issues, they don't know how to make a living for themselves, they don't know how to represent themselves, they don't know how to operate in this world, they don't know how to go and build a life. They're just following a mold. So what we're building is not leaders, followers, people who can't think for themselves, people who are watching and waiting for a cue, waiting to follow somebody and watching what people did before them and do it just the same, because the school did not give them that autonomy. School did not give them that confidence and that perspective. What it did, it gave them a structured syllabus that is still skewed to provide factory workers for factories that no longer exist. So my issue with the school system really is that it is teaching our children to bend over so somebody else can use their little creativity and their entrepreneurial spirit and their savviness to build their dreams on the backs of our kids, which ultimately turn out to be the back of the young adult and the back of the teenager and the back of the middle class. And it is that school that has created the middle class, that people are building piles of wealth on their backs, pushing them around, overworking them, underpaying them. They're underslept, overwhelmed, underappreciated, removed from their family, removed from what is meaningful, burning hours upon hours, treading behind that with no freedom, no time, no regard for being given to them and what they want and a quality life for them. So school is bending our kids, bending them so that they can feel inadequate, so someone else can come and step right on their backs to build what they want. And that it is in such of a carefully crafted what is nothing short of a scam to trap people into thinking that this is the way, this is the only way, not teaching the kids to create, to innovate, to build resources and to build blocks of resources that can help them to be all they were meant to be. That is not happening. And that is why I'm so bitter against it, because I know that nothing is being done in society because there's this careful web of systems and people and an underlying culture to keep parents and children alike believe that, look, go to school, get a job, the education is important, you got to go to college, borrow this money and go. And at the same time, it is evident, it is clear, the numbers suggest, I didn't make up these figures, but the research are showing, and you can go Google it, that between 88 to 90%, or I think it started 75 to 85% of people who go to college and study for a specific area have to be working in an area that is not related to the field of study that they had. So it is not working. Like what you're telling them to go to school and do, it's not, the school is not serving that purpose. They have to come out here, they have to lower their expectations, they have to compromise and get something to do. And then there's this other sort of system and scam running that quickly trap them even before they leave school, give them credit cards, dazzle shiny things in front of their faces, the cars and the social statuses, and make them want that so much. Grab them into that net. Get the house, get the car, get the 2.5 children, get these private schools for them. And then now you are so deep, you're such a wind-up, string-held puppet that you have to conform, you have to retract. You can't fight anymore because you have all these trappings on you that you need the job, you need corporate, you need what they're telling you to get by. So you keep quiet and you slowly live in quiet desperation because now you feel that you're in it up to your neck, and only way to maintain, to keep your sanity is to conform. Forget your dreams, forget a good life, do what they say you have to do. And people walk around, oh boy, here, I see here this guy the other day, so oh boy, yeah, boy, it's a holiday, but I'm not even used to a holiday. I want to go to work. I'm always working, and my wife says that you should take a rest, but girls got to work, man. I'm always working, and and people, they are brainwashed and conditioned to think that way. And then they say, oh, well, this is a lucky guy. He drives this nice car and he gets to go there. But I guess all of us weren't meant to be that lucky. It's a lucky break. I think he knew a couple of people. He knew the right guys. And it is so much hogwash that they sell you to excuse yourself from not going for your potential. Lies and crap, stupid arguments about how the people who made it. And we are so dumbed out and blind and we have retreated so much that we don't even want to stop to watch the guy who's doing it, to realize that his story coming up was worse than ours, and they did it, and we too can get to do that, and we too can get to live a better life. But there is a whole system of media, school, government, fear-based honeypot system set up to say, okay, well, you should be lucky, you should be grateful. Your parents never had 2 cars, and your parents never had the cell phone, and the cell phone that you now have in your hand today was 10 times more powerful than the cell phone that put the first man on the moon, and you live in the best times. And if you can pay your rent and pay your bills and the kids go to a good school because you managed to move to a good community, it's worth working 80 hours a week for this company, man. I know they don't pay this big pension anymore, but there's a social security and there's Medicaid. Look, all that is a sellout, all that is a scam, all that's a scheme. While you are saying that and doing that, while you are busting your ass, while you are killing yourself, while you can't get any sleep, while you can't leave work, there's some of the guys who got in that office at 10 o'clock. They check the reports that you worked so hard 6 weeks to send to them. They look at it, they make a couple of decisions, and they try to spend the rest of the day to add to their wealth, to get into another game that can make them some more, or they're off chilling with the kids. They've provided for their families, they're living a good life, they managed to scale to get to that nice level. So now they have you as a part of their plan because you had no plan that put you at the front. So you are the plan that make everybody else okay and leave you stranded, leave you desperate and stuck. And because of that, they have worked you into their careful plan that started in your teenage years to strip away from you every belief that you are capable or you are able, to strip away from you everything powerful or everything that says potential in you, and to give you all the things to make you have all the reasons and purposes and excuses to stick to it, because it is a system that works for some people and don't work for most people, because most people are too blinded, are too programmed and conditioned to see these things. So wake up and smell the coffee. Know that. Understand. Appreciate that your life can be what you want it to be. And the school system has not provided that information and that belief system for the kids who pass through it. And that's why you're conditioned to not believe that, to sell out, to cop out, to believe that it's over for you, it's done. You have to at 35 say you're living for the kids, and you're barely rubbing 2 shillings together, and you don't know how your healthcare is going to go, you don't know how your retirement is going to go, because what they're going to offer you is nothing. But all these years, they condition you to sit on your potential, so you don't want to build anything, and they tell you about these 6-figure salaries that they take 22% off every month, and it doesn't come out too much because there are all the trappings that sucks back away at it, and life is so expensive. But they condition you into these numbers, and you feel these numbers are any good, and you come out of life lost, not seeing your friends, not spending enough time with your loved ones, losing your perspective, losing your ambitions, losing your dreams, and being slapped around by some other guy who find a way to believe in them, their own selves and their own mission and journey. So that's why I give the school system such a flack, because it is what is conditioning people to feel inadequate. It's what is conditioning people to feel like they just need to go plug into some machinery and be that and do that, and that's all that there is for them. Well against what they believe should be their life. Thank you so much. Sorry for that little rant, but I had to do that. So I'm not saying don't send your kids to school. I'm just saying that do not expect school to give them the results that they want, because it doesn't have it. Because school is set up for something else that is not in alignment with living your best life or the life that you're meant to live. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.